What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Kiba TV, back at it again with another video. And I know y'all probably wondering, like, where have this guy been? You know what I'm saying? You say you're supposed to be on your grind. You say you're supposed to do this, do that, do that. You know what I'm saying? I've been slacking, but I was going through a lot of stuff. But y'all don't want to hear about that. Y'all are here for the Asvab, and I'm here to give y'all some gems and tips on how to get a high score on the Asvab. So let's get right into it. If you're coming out of high school, if you're in college, or if you just an adult and you took some time off from school and you just need some help on how to pass the ASVAB. Simple, quick tips on how to pass this ASVAB. So the first thing first is I would recommend this book right here, which is the ASVAB for Dummies, the 2019-2020 version. It's a really good book. You know what I'm saying? It has 4 practice tests in there, and then it also has like 4 AFQT practice tests. And the AFQT is really the most important thing of the ASVAB. A lot of people really get nervous about the ASVAB because they're like, dang, it's 10 sections, but it's really 4 to 5 sections that really counts and makes up your AFQT score, which gets you your MOS. You know what I'm saying? All right, so if you don't want to get the book, you can also get some apps. Just go to the App Store or the Play Store for my Android users, and y'all just type in Asvab, and it's gonna pop up a pretty good list of apps that you can use. Some you have to pay for, some you don't, but I'm pretty sure if you have to pay for them, they only like $5 or $10, max $10. If you spending more than $10 on an app, especially for the ASVAB, I would just say go get the book, because the book is $20, and I think the book really helps people out a lot if you need to see it visual and not just on the app, because you might need to write stuff down. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people don't have time to just take the stuff from their phone and write it down on a piece of paper, when you can really just do it in a book, because that's what the book is for. I have another list of study material. So the ASVAB for Dummies book, which is the first thing I list, you can get the Kaplan's ASVAB. I would say the Kaplan's ASVAB is very good for the people that need help with math. Math is a big thing on this test. Let me tell you why. The word knowledge and the paragraph comprehension. If you speak English, if you passed high school, if you went to college and did some college English courses, then I think that part should really come easy to you, because a lot of these words you should know a lot. But if you don't, get the book and study the book. It has a good variety of words that you will learn and that will stick to your head, and it'll kind of be like common sense. Now with the math part, the Kaplan's is very good for math, because it actually breaks down the whole entire problem for you, whether it's geometry, algebra, like it doesn't matter. It will break down the whole problem to you. Percentages, inverting fractions, you know what I'm saying? Like it'll break down the whole 1-2 for you. So make sure y'all get the Kaplan's ASVAB. The rest of it, I ain't gonna tell y'all, because to me personally, I didn't feel like it was good material to study. I'll say the book and the Kaplan's ASVAB website is very good. It's really the only 2 that you need. And a lot of people go on Quizlet, but Quizlet just give you the answers. It doesn't break down the problems. Y'all probably wondering what score I got. I made an 81 on my ASVAB. And how I did that is because I studied, I think, a month before I went in. But even with that month, I wound up taking the PICAT. I wound up taking the PICAT, which is the practice test of the ASVAB. It gives you all 10 sections, but if you don't pass the first 4 sections, it don't let you go in. So you passing if you get past the 4 first sections. If you don't get past that, if it just like logs you right out, then that means you didn't do so good on it. So with me, I did the PICAT and I made a 81. So the only thing that I had to do was go in and take my verification test. And the verification test was literally everything that was on the PICAT. They gave me 30 questions, and I'll say they gave me about like 3 or 4 random questions on there. The rest were all from my Asvab. And one thing that caught me slipping though, when I was studying my answers from the PyCat, well, not really studying the answers, but going over the problems again, I didn't do general science. Like, I didn't even think to remember that, but luckily it gave me like some easy questions on there that I did remember, and I was just like, woo, thank you God, because if it would gave me some other stuff that I kind of had to really think about and it took me a time to answer, yeah, I would have been asked out, because you was only allowed to miss one on your PyCat, or the verification test. You was only allowed to miss one. If you miss more than one, it'll roll you right over to the original Asvab, but you have to do all 10 sections over again. So luckily that didn't happen to me, but even if it does, I don't think I would have been nervous because I knew the material. You know what I'm saying? If you know the material, you should do fine on the test. And a lot of people that's going into the Air Force, they kind of, I know a lot of recruiters make you make a 50 and above, but some recruiters will let you get just a 36, which is the minimum score for an Air Force. I think for the Army it's a 31, for the Navy it's a 35, and the National Guard, I think it's a 36 as well, the same thing as the Air Force. So with that being said, y'all just need to study, study, study. This book helped me out a lot. I think I only took about 2 practice tests though. I didn't have to take the 4 full practice tests because I only went in and did the stuff that I needed, which was math. But every time I take the practice test, the math was like my highest score for some reason. So it was the same thing for when I took the PyCat. The math was my highest score on there, and I'm not even good at math. So I know if I'm not good at math, y'all math gurus out there are gonna do just fine on this. No matter if you're 18, fresh out of high school, or you're an adult. If you're a math guru, if you know your numbers, if you know how to solve for X and do percentages and stuff like that, you would do fine on this test. Like I said, the general science, you probably need to study for that a little bit. Go back to your like 8th grade notes and stuff like that. For your word knowledge and your paragraph comprehension, look, it's common sense, to be honest. It's really common sense, especially when you take the practice test. You go see that, okay, this is my strongest point, and if it's not your strongest point, focus more on that. But like I said, math is really the most important part of the Asvab for anybody. If you get high scores on your math, if you get high scores in math in general in life, you're going to succeed in life. Math is the key to success. I said it here first. But anyways, that's really it on how to pass your Asvab. I know I was all over the place, but you should get it. The Asvab going into 2020, I'm gonna say this: please study, and please study. Because a lot of these recruiters nowadays, yes, you can take your test over, but you have to wait a month, another month, and then if you don't pass that second time, you have to wait 6 months. So a lot of these recruiters are really only allowing you to take the test one time, and then they're not gonna deal with you. It's too many people in the world that wants to join the military. So I suggest just studying and trying to get it the first time, because it'll make your life a whole lot easier. Go ahead and study up, do your thing on the test. Make sure you comment down below which branch y'all are going to. Like I said, I'm going to the Air Force. My MOS is going to be Security Forces. I know a lot of y'all probably gonna ask why I chose Security Forces, but I'll explain it in another video. But that's it for today's video. I might drop another video on how my MEPS experience went if I get enough likes on this video, and if y'all comment down below if y'all want that video, I'll do it. So anyways, peace, love to all y'all, man. It's the new year. Make sure you stay out of trouble. Make sure you focus on yourself. I say 2020 for me is a personal year for me, because it's all about me. It's all about my growth. I don't have time for nothing else that's going on, especially with me going into the military. That's all I'm focused on. So anyways, I'm out of here.